Under 100 days away for the start of the NFL season. Cowboys, we've booked our beach house. We've booked our training camp plans for Oxnard, California. San Antonio Sports Star will be out there that first full week of August. It's going to be fantastic. And could Joe Reinagel, we be watching the final season in Dallas for Ezekiel Elliott?
I think we absolutely could be watching the final. I think this year is going to determine whether Zeke is wearing a star on his helmet or perhaps a dolphin on his helmet next year. You just don't know. I think this guy's making too much money. If nothing else, and he has a good year, they've got to redo that contract. They have to, don't they?
Well, I mean, you would look at it, and his production has dropped. His salary is big. And when you think about the salary for Zeke, $18 million cap hit, you would have thought, well, let's move that. But his $12 million base is guaranteed. If they were to have cut him this last offseason, which a lot of people wanted him to do,
yes,
it's $30 million in dead cap money.
Yeah.
Cowboys aren't going to do that. Next year, all the guarantees are out of the deal. Now, by all accounts, everybody that we have talked to that has watched Zeke this offseason, whether you're talking about media types or other players, you seem to have a renewed focus from Zeke. Now, Zeke talking this week during OTA saying he's in shape, not because of the contract situation, whether you believe that or not, because, he can only control what he can control.
I mean, I control what I can control. I focus on what's in the near future. Not really worried about what's going to be going on after next season unless we're going on tour for winning the Super Bowl.
Unless we go on and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, all right. If they go win a Super Bowl, Jerry might give that guy $1 gazillion. I mean, we know how loyal Jerry can be. He might not want to rip up that contract if Zeke can be the player that he was, that we think he could be again.
I hate to be Debbie Downer here. Zeke can be in as great a shape as he wants to be, focused as he wants to be. If that offensive line doesn't open up some holes, it doesn't matter. It all goes back to that. All goes back to that. All these shiny objects that the Cowboys have at wide receiver, at running back, the Dalton Schultz who thinks he's all of a sudden Jason Witten now. All of those things, it doesn't matter unless that offensive line provides a little protection and opens up some holes.
Don't hate on Dalton Schultz.
He's mediocre at best.
They gave him the franchise tag, which means he is getting paid an average of the top 5 tight ends in the league.
Well, he's good.
He's
right
probably a top 10 tight end in the NFL.
Stop it.
Yeah, he really is.
Stop it.
He really is.
I know. I saw a tweet yesterday. He was top 4. He was in the top 5. And
look,
Cowboy fans love to throw out stats.
We can manipulate the numbers to our advantage.
It's fantastic. Dalton Schultz is mediocre at best.
Why do you hate Dalton Schultz?
He's mediocre. I don't hate him. I'm just telling you the facts. He's mediocre at best.
Better than mediocre.
Look, the Cowboys have a great tradition of tight ends.
Yes.
Okay, please do not even think about including Dalton Schultz in that category.
I'm not.
Okay, thank you. He's mediocre at best.
You got Jay Novacek.
Yeah.
Doug Crosby.
Yes.
Billy Joe Dupree.
Yes.
Dalton Schultz.
No. No, Dalton Schultz.
Who would be 5 on your list of all-time Cowboys tight ends?
Mediocre at best. It wouldn't be him.
All right.
I'm stopping at 4.
You're okay. I mean, but going back to Zeke, yes, that offensive line has to be healthy.
Has to be.
And if it's not, to a degree, that's a built-in excuse and or reason for Zeke. And I think we would all go, yeah, well, I mean, the offensive line isn't doing anything, and so what do you expect? But Zeke also has to stay healthy. But Zeke also says playing hurt like he did last year is a part of the game.
I mean, I was hurt last year, but I mean, it's football. So after week 1, no one's going to be 100%, and that's part of the game. So, I mean, I think that's it.
I mean, all right, I'm with you there. I mean, you got to be tough, and he played tough. Did Zeke playing hurt last year actually hurt the Dallas Cowboys? that's really the question I have when it comes to Zeke and his health. Because, yeah, he was on the injury report, but I don't think any of us knew how serious the injury was. I give him credit for showing that toughness and playing through what was a much more severe injury. But how much do we then question the coaches and the team doctors for letting him out there?
Well, at some point in time, though, I mean, Zeke knows his body better than anybody else. And if the doctors are saying, look, it's still not properly healed, but how do you feel, Zeke? Can you run? Can you do everything? Is it okay? Because if you do, it's not going to hurt it any worse.
Yeah.
They had to have been telling him that, I'm assuming. Right? So Zeke's saying, I got this. I can do it. I can go.
Toughness?
Obviously, he couldn't. Well, I admire that. I admire that.
No,
yes.
I mean, he did. And he blocked well. And at times he might have ran well.
Highest paid blocker in the NFL.
And he showed the toughness.
Regardless of circumstance, regardless of what you're going up against, going out there and giving your all.
And you did. He did all of that.
Yep, he
right?
did.
But
sure.
did that hurt the team?
Well, I think maybe to an extent.
And I'm not going to blame Zeke for that. If you're a player, coach, how you feel? I feel great. I'm going in.
Yep.
I'm going in. Sometimes coaches have to protect the player from themselves.
Well, and at some point in time, you're looking out on the field and realizing that ain't Zeke. That's not him. That's not the Zeke we know. He's not running like that. We got a guy by the name of Tony Pollard back here. You know, I don't know. Everybody says he's not an every down back, but why don't we find out?
Well, but that begs the question, though. What confidence level do the Cowboys coaches have in Tony Pollard?
Apparently not much.
Zeke can be out there with, one of those little donut tires, and they would rather have that than Tony Pollard.
That's a great
for
point.
More snaps.
It's a great point.
And so I look at that. We all think that Tony Pollard, because he's flashed, and we've seen it, we want more of that. But either in the meetings or in practice or whatever, do the Cowboy coaches have that confidence in Tony Pollard? Their actions say no.
Yeah, apparently you're exactly right. And that's a great point because Kellen Moore had to see that Zeke wasn't Zeke, that there was something wrong. He's a step slow, whatever the case may be. Or maybe everybody was focused on the offensive line sucking because they pretty much did.
Well,
so I don't know, but at some point in time, look, you may lose Tony Pollard as well. He's in the last year of his contract. So at some point in time, don't you think that they have to realize or understand that you got to give this kid a chance or cut him loose and let somebody else give him a chance?
It's going to be interesting to see what the Dallas Cowboys do this year with Pollard, because I'm with you. I want to see more Tony Pollard. I want to see Tony Pollard in the passing game. He looks like the kind of guy that between the tackles, maybe not, but give that guy the ball in space and great things are going to happen. Kellen Moore, it is on you to design some offensive plays to get him touches.
And it sounds like they're trying to do that
in
OTAs.
But we heard that last year.
We did.
But when I look at Zeke, and you have to trust the Cowboys coaching staff, whether you do or not, that's but you have to trust that
you don't have a choice.
With their but with their knowledge, their film study, they know what plays were called.
Right.
They know what was supposed to happen. Were the breakdowns because of Zeke and his injury, or the breakdown somewhere else? But when we hear after the season that the injury was far more severe than just soreness, then I really question the team. Why didn't you rest him up a couple of weeks, get healthy, so he could be strong for that playoff game against San Francisco and not getting weaker and weaker and weaker with the wear and tear on it? Or how much do you give a damn about Zeke? Because I think about a Greg Popovich who took a playoff series with Tim Duncan and said, you're not going through this.
No.
One title isn't worth it. One playoff run isn't worth it because I care about your long-term career. Who knows in 2000 with Pop's decision, how many years that added to Tim Duncan's career? If the Cowboys are thinking, hey, man, we're getting rid of him after next year anyway, man, let's run this car into the ground and treat it like it's a car rental. They did one of the two, did they not?
I absolutely think they did that, and they decided to keep him out there and let him play. But, that's something I didn't think about it now. And you make a great point with Tony Pollard. Why aren't they playing him more in the backfield? And is it because they just don't trust what they've got? Or they don't figure he can be that every down back? But if that's the case, Jason, why don't they go out and get somebody? We're drafting wide receivers, we're drafting linebackers, and all needed. But if you don't trust Tony Pollard to be the backup, the 1-2 punch that you need in the backfield, go get somebody else.
Well, I think you just answered it. They trust him to be the backup.
How many carries did he have?
They don't trust him in a 1-2 punch situation.
When you look at everybody else, every other NFL team that has 2 running backs, one guy comes in for a couple of series.
Oh, absolutely.
You let him rest. That's not the case with Zeke and Pollard.
It's Zeke is your bell cow running back, and Tony Pollard is the backup. It is not a 1-2 punch offense.
Well, it needs to be. That's what I'm saying. If you don't trust him, if Pollard's not that guy, then go get somebody else that is that guy.
Unless that's not what the Cowboys think they need. I mean, their actions tell you. I mean,
do the Cowboys really know what they need right now? I'm wondering.
Look,
I'm not being a smartass here. I'm saying I don't know if they do.
Whatever they think they don't have. The results on the field, the results in the postseason, we as Cowboy fans are so damn frustrated. Now, so are the Cowboys.
I think it was the most frustrating just because, we had a great year and then we didn't do what we needed to do once we got a playoff. So that was the frustrating part.
Yeah, we're all frustrated. But, Zeke, you can do something about it. Kellen Moore can do something about it. Mike McCarthy can do something about it. That's what we need to see, the results. I'm tired of hearing about how frustrated you are. As a lifelong Cowboy fan, my frustration levels are more, Zeke. I can promise you that. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Let's go to the Kia Bossa Bacon phone lines. JD, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hello, gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Yeah.
All right. Going to that point you were bringing about, do the Cowboys believe in Pollard or not? Unfortunately, my friends and all our Cowboy friends, always put the blame on Jerry. And let me tell you what I'm thinking. Jerry pays Zeke a lot of money. Jerry's not going to eat that money. He's not going to admit that mistake by paying Zeke the way he did. I think Jerry puts a lot of pressure on the boys to keep Zeke out there like Jerry has done on a lot of situations.
JD, in the 90s, I would have bought that argument about Jerry. I don't buy it today. Not this Jerry Jones, not with Stephen Jones's involvement. Jerry signed a contract. It is what it is, but he's going to put the best guys on the field. And he will correct a mistake as quickly as he can in today's Jerry world, if you will. Jalen Smith is a prime example of that.
Yeah.
So I don't buy he's getting all that money. They're making him play so they can get every dime out of it. I think that argument went away with the 90s.
I think Jerry, at his point in time in his life right now, he wants to win a Super Bowl. But he wants that in his mind. He'll tell that to the media, but it doesn't look like they're doing a whole hell of a lot about it.
No, not when I see the Rams spending money that, I don't know, maybe they're doing Bitcoin or something. It's insane. It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, now on 94.1 FM.